Welcome to Coffee with Joy. So excited to have you all here. I am in sunny Florida. Today is Sunday. Happy first day of the month. Yes, can you believe we're in the last month? 30 days to go before 2024 is over with. Let us know in the comments, what have you accomplished thus far? And what is something that you're trying to conquer in the next 30 days? Well, I'll go first. Well, mine is trying to conquer 191 followers by December 31st before 2025 comes in. Is it possible? Yes. Is it obtainable? Yes. Because God can do all things. He can do all things. So I can do all things in Him, so He can do everything. So that's definitely one of my goals, to get at least 191 subscribers. So let's do this. But I came on today just to talk about how Coffee with Joy got started. I am just so elated how far God has brought me. January will be 3 years I've been doing Coffee with Joy talk show podcast. I'm just so overly excited. So I always wanted to, of course my major is in journalism, so I always wanted to be a talk show host, journalist, but God had other direction, and again, that is perfect. I love education. I excel in that, and I'm excelling in that. So, but it's still, the journalist was still penetrating through my system. It was still beating, was still kicking. The vision would not die for nothing. Even when I laid it to rest, it still slept and woke up and said, hey, are we going to conquer this? And eventually, it is not like I didn't give up. I just said, okay, God, how can I obtain this? What is it that I need to do? I kept looking at my negative and not looking at what I already have. So I kept saying, how am I able to obtain this? So what did I do? I was talking to one of my friends, and she was like, you can do it. And of course, through much prayer, much talking, much going in and out with God, I eventually did this thing, right? So I'm so excited that I did. But how did I obtain it? I obtained it by noticing what do I do have. So I had a good old phone, and I was able to produce. I said, okay, we got this phone, so I was able to produce flyers on my own. Of course, they weren't the best flyers, but they were my flyers. They were my flyers I was able to conquer and destroy. So I was able to get that done. That was one. Number two, I already had social media. So, of course, I didn't have the community, or I didn't have the following, but I didn't look at that. I look at what I did have. I had the phone, I had social media, I had the how-to and the whereabouts of getting to knowing how, and I had the voice, right? And I had the ability, the capabilities of doing a talk show. So I did. So again, after just stop putting so many fences in front of me and walls around me, I just went for it. So I started in 21. But when I started in 21, that was just more of giving like an insight of how Coffee with Joy was to start, right? Was to put everything together. So, okay. So I did the flyer, and the flyer was like, it was very funny. So then after that, then I did another flyer, and I was like, again, we are our own worst critic, right? So eventually I just went ahead and I did it. I just went ahead and put this flyer out. I got a lot of my colleagues, my friends, so you're saying colleagues. I asked a few of my friends, hey, you don't mind being on the show? Just to get my feet wet, just to get my whereabouts, just to make sure that I'm legit. Because I want to make sure that everything was perfect in my eyes. Now, everything's not going to always be perfect, but I want to make sure it's perfect in my eyes, that I gave my all, my understanding, my whereabouts. So, after a few of my friends obliged, we did it, and I felt real good about it. So, 21 of Christmas, I sat, made the plan, wrote the plan, the business plan. I came up with the colors, the name. It was Joy Talks, but then I changed it to Coffee with Joy. So we went full throttle in January. And I got some guests, reach out to the unknown, and now here we are sitting almost 3 years doing Coffee with Joy. We started on IG for a year. I kept praying, and then in 23, I got a team to help me to to put Coffee with Joy together, get on YouTube, to make sure that we legit, because now it's time for me to get from out of my friend zone, to really be who I say I want to be, right? God has already ordained this, but I need to get out of my way and continue to project. So I continue to reach out to people. Of course, there was some ups and downs of doing that, and I'll talk about that next time. But then I started with the team, we went well, and then summer of 24, I had to let the team go, only because, hey, money just wasn't coming in, but I could not let that stop what I was doing. So I was able to go to Podcast Summit, and it's an event that was held, just like a little social event. It was like networking, just to meet other podcasters. So I met this guy named Anthony, who really, after a while, once we started talking as friends, he started to help me. He gave me so many tidbits, so many nuggets, and just like he said, he was learning as well, but his learning helped me to move from point A to point B and continue to strive. So now here we are, it is December, we are almost 3 years in with our episode 3 and our 12th show, and I'm just so excited. So I say all this to say is that God have a reason why he invoke or provoke you with something inside your system. Don't let it die. Don't quench that. You know, it's like the Bible said, don't quench the thirst. Don't push that. Don't quench it. If something is provoking you, go for it, because sometimes when we it's like you're telling the spirit, no, you don't want to do that, and then after a while, when it came to fruition, you'll realize, because I've been there. So again, you know, of course it takes time, but sometimes we look left and we look right, and we try to compare ourselves with other people that's going on. Well, God called them. He didn't call you for that. He called you for this. And so when you stay in your lane and stay focused and really go for the goal, you'd be surprised how far you've come. So I'm looking at my cup half full, and I'm just excited that I got 3 years under my belt as being Coffee with Joy talk show host, talk show. And we got our shirts, and this is a markup. This is another one. I had a previous, so I didn't have the mic, so now I got the mic here. And I'm always growing. I'm always searching, always lurking, always asking, always looking, because I want to be better, and of course I have so many goals and aspirations. So on the next YouTube, I will explain my ups and downs of doing this podcast. So if you're into podcasting and you need help, I'm your girl. Hey, I'm your girl. So thank you all for listening. Thank you all. Let me know what you think. Hope my story inspired you, because it surely inspired me. If you hear a little wind, I'm outside, because it's a brisk day out here in sunny South Florida. So who wouldn't be out here? Okay, it's cold where I'm at, but it's all good. So until then, you all know, if it is a weekday or weekend, it's Coffee with Joy. Till then, you all live life on purpose. So excited. So excited to have you all here. And please make sure that you follow. Get a follow. So you all live life on purpose, and you all have a great holiday. And let's go strong for the month of December. See you all soon.